You know who else is Team Cena? TNA and WWE BFFs. Just you and me, and me and you together forever. TNA and WWE BFFs, gonna make it happen. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. TNA and WWE. Women's Royal Rumble is absolutely awesome. Having the TNA champ is there. There's talks of them streaming together and working together. And I think that's good. And there's also been Triple H is talking about maybe negotiating with President Tanahashi to work out a deal with New Japan. They have a working relationship with All Japan. They've worked with Noah before. And do you think this is Triple H doing what Triple H wants to do? Do you think this is, we got to stop and block AEW? Or do you think it's a perfect storm? It's like, hey, two rocks, one stone.
I think this is the modern version of the territory war. And I think I think when he took over, he looked at how AEW has been winning and went, I can beat them at their own game.
Yeah.
That's what I think he's doing. I feel like this is Triple H's territory war. And Triple H is waging war in a really intelligent way.
Yeah, and then they'll be adding TNA. Hopefully they'll go to Netflix with them or some streaming service. And for the fans, it'd be great. And it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because they have gone into territories, big and small, from the territories in America, Florida, when FCW came by, Europe, England with NXT Europe. Was it called NXT Europe or NXT England or NXT UK? I don't know, but
I don't remember. I think it was NXT UK.
But basically, WWE comes by, gets the territories, works as a team, takes everything, and then leaves it in ruins, and it benefits them in the long run. And I think that they're doing this on a way bigger scale. And now with Netflix, TKO, and all that, it can grow even faster. So
I think it's a really interesting setup, and I think them working with TNA is just it. I think it's all upside. If they keep utilizing TNA stars like they did Jordan Grace tonight, I think it's all upside. I think it'll be interesting to see who they send back over. And I said it before when they first started working together, when their streaming deal was first announced. I definitely think AJ Styles' retirements, who are involving some TNA time, is a definite possibility.
Oh yeah. And also too, if President Tanahashi decides to go with WWE, like I said, these are all just reports, so take it with a grain of salt. Getting him one more match in New Japan would really help New Japan. Would really help them in the situation that they're at right now. So it is interesting, especially considering before there was an AEW, all the beef with WWE
even if
and
all
TNA.
they do is get Okada for Wrestle Kingdom next year, that would be enough.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. So it is weird that you see these two companies hate each other, and then a third company comes in, and it always seems like the first and third throughout history work together. So when TNA was like clear number 2, there was no working together. And then a new number 2 comes by, and then bam, they're working together. For those that don't know in history, that's what happened with ECW and WWE, and WCW was number 2 at the time. So it always seems WWE's playbook throughout history is, go work with number 3, or go hire this guy, or go hire that guy, or hey, let's work with this. They're very good at taking over stuff, and at this point, it's a win for TNA because they're just getting tons of exposure. But it could wind up just like NXT UK, could wind up just like FCW, and all these other territories that eventually go down.
Just already, though, it's already been worth it for TNA. Just they got to have their women's champion look great in the women's Royal Rumble at WWE. That was massive for them.
Yeah, definitely. And it'll help them grow.
Like, that's a huge spot to have a good segment in on WWE.
And TNA's been out for like, what, 2 decades now? 3 decades? TNA's been out, I mean, what, 2000... early 2000s. I'm trying to think when they came out. So right now, them getting on any network with TKO would be huge, and it will help both of them grow. So
Also, I think, yeah, once if they get TNA onto Netflix, yeah, it just starts to make Netflix this very strong. If you like wrestling, you should have Netflix sort of a thing.
yeah, and hopefully it will work better overseas because when it comes to living in Japan, WWE and TNA can be a bit difficult to get at times. Where AEW, New Japan, and the Japanese companies are pretty good. That's one thing I think AEW is doing better in the past is for the Japanese market. It's like, okay, I just pay this little bit and I get everything. Oh, it works perfect. So, and Netflix that could solve that problem, not just in Japan, but throughout the world. So there you go. Any last words on TNA and WWE before we go next?